Owen Mvimbi. He's here in the studio, 45 caps for the Proteas when it comes to hockey, a man who was just at the Commonwealth Games. It's good to have you here in the studio with us. Owen, how are things?
It's good, looking really good. It's 2019. It's a pleasure to be here.
And you just came from like training, right?
I was coaching under 21 provincial Southern Gauteng team. So I was just with them now, so I'm team building because of load shedding. And I had to spend some time with them and show face and then rush off over here.
Okay, so let me understand. You have a job.
Yes.
Then you're a national team hockey player,
yes,
and you have time to coach and avoid load shedding. How is that possible?
I think because I kind of chose maybe about 3 years ago to do what I love. So I don't know which motivational person it was or which entrepreneur it was, but they said, do what you love and find a way to make money from it. So that's my ambition. So I enjoy every day of my life. I don't really feel that there's a weekend or a weekday. Every day for me is an exciting challenge, an exciting day to be better version of myself because I do what I love.
But at age 13, you loved rugby.
Yeah, rugby and football, yes.
And then,
yes,
like hockey became your parents' choice, right? Take us through that story.
By default.
Yeah.
I had my school's choice.
And then,
I broke my collarbone. And it's hindered me. I tackled somebody and they fell on me. Ngaphuga. Like, I didn't know it was broken.
Yeah.
And I continued playing, and then obviously I was like, oh, in pain, yeah. Then my mom was like, let's go to the hospital. It was broken. She thought my arm was going to get amputated. It was my first broken bone. Yeah, so we didn't know these things. And yeah, so next thing I had to stop stop rugby.
Because the mom said...
Yes, my mom and dad are big Pirates fans. I'm playing football for Corinthians. At the time, I was playing with Rafael Chuku, Daniel Madao. I was underneath them, you know. They owned the club at the time. And then when they left to go to Pretoria, Ajax took over Corinthians. So I was hectic into football. And then I had to pick a sport, a winter sport at school, and it was hockey. Then they left over sport, so that's...
And from then, hockey, the wire.
Yeah, it just happened. I don't know how.
All the way through the junior national teams, into the senior national team.
Yes, yes.
What would you say is your highlight when you came to playing the national team for the Proteas?
Debut.
The first game?
I'd say debut and maybe being in Australia. But debut is because I was at home at Randburg. My best friends, my parents could come watch me play against Argentina. And
national anthem.
Yeah, it was crazy. It couldn't have been any perfect. It could have been any province in any country, anywhere to have a debut, and it was in my hometown. And I thought it was a joke, actually. My coach called me, and he's like, you're playing in 2 weeks' time against Argentina. And I thought my friends were pranking me.
Now,
so I didn't believe it.
If memory serves, the South African men's hockey team used to be at the Olympics under regular under Nje at some point. But now we haven't seen you guys go to the Olympics for a little while now. When's again?
There's a different qualification criteria.
So
because, yeah, from SASCO's point of view, they want us to perform at a higher level. So at the time, I think I was in Belgium, and we had to come third in this tournament called the World League, and we lost to Egypt, and we came fourth. That nullified us, regardless if we won African Cup of Nations, which we did win. But we had to come
so the
third
best in Africa, but couldn't get to the Cup of Nations, to the Olympic Games.
In hockey, worldwide, African Cup of Nations isn't strong enough to compete against the world teams.
So abafuni ukuthi nifike lapha bese banithele ngenduku.
Yes,
exactly. 5-0, 10-0, exactly. But no, get good enough in these other tournaments. Do you agree, though?
I do agree.
Really?
Yes, I agree because not enough effort's been emphasized into building African hockey. I think it's a white-dominated sport in Africa and in general, in the world, actually, not say Africa, in the world. So if we don't invest in it as players and as coaches and as a system, as government or anybody like that, we will go to the World Cup and to Olympics and get dominated. So for SASCOC to pay, I think it's a disadvantage for us because swimmers go through the same thing. There's some quality swimmers that can come third or whatever, but that's why the swimming is so good. You have to make a certain criteria set by SASCOC, and you now these guys come back with golds and
but
silvers.
You're not getting a chance on like at
I
the highest
agree,
level.
But it's not that difficult. It seems difficult because we missed one Olympics. But Egypt, that's I think maybe the third time Egypt's beaten us in a long time. Egypt's a beatable team.
So 2020,
Yes, I really believe we can. the same task is in front of us, and I think we can definitely do it. There's good enough youth and experience to do it.
Will you be part of the setup then?
I'm training to be part of the setup.
Staying fit?
Staying fit, it's a year program. Like the whole time I'm continuously gymming, continuously training, coaching, making sure I'm up to date with whatever I need to be up to date with. But I'm hoping to be part of the system, and that's what I'm fighting for.
I think, today and bringing you in, we just wanted to highlight your sport and also to highlight the fact that there is a Lonwabo, there is an Owen Mvimbi, who's part of what people I think maybe is a sport that is predominantly played by white players, that you guys are out there battling for our country.
For sure. And the weird thing about hockey is that you get a lot of white players that I consider to be black. We really bond a lot. As a small community, we're very, very tight, and we're all fighting for the same agenda. Maybe the system itself, in the bigger scheme of things, may hinder a few cultures and races, but in general, we're very tight. We train together, we work together, we become very close friends, go to each other's weddings, gym together, and we suffer the same consequences when there's results going our way or systems challenging us. So we do exist, and we want to be better, and that's why I think of all the sports I could actually go into in terms of my work and my entrepreneurial journey, it's hockey, because it's a combination of football and like cricket, like I would like to say.
And I can see you love it.
Yes.
Lonwabo, Owen Mvimbi, 45 caps for South Africa in the Proteas hockey team. And it's great that you came in, shared your story. People know a little bit more about you.